Good afternoon, grade 8. Today, the 2nd of April 2020, we're here to continue with the second part of capitalization. That the first part was in the previous video. Before I start with this video and explaining, clarifying the rest of the points, let me remind you of what does the word capitalization mean? What does it refer to? First of all, capitalization is one of the spelling rules, the rules that we're using when we come to spell the words, which means to write all of the words in the capital letters. In the previous video, as you watched it, we discussed together a group of capitalization rules, just like capitalizing the I, capitalize the first word of the sentence, etc. Today we're here to continue with these rules. The first rule to talk about today, that words that show a family relation and used instead of their names or before their names, we must capitalize them, just like when we come to say uncle. Okay, instead, I don't like in this case to mention my uncle's name, so I have to write uncle. When I come to use a relationship word that is uncle, cousin, etc., I have to capitalize it. Even in the case I don't like to mention his name or her name, okay, as uncle or cousin, or I use that before its name. When I come to say, suppose I have an uncle called Saif, so when I come to say Uncle Saif and I use uncle before Saif, I must capitalize uncle. The same for mom and dad. Mom and dad are words show the family relation. So I don't like to mention the name of my mom. I don't like to mention the name of my dad. So I'll use, instead of them, I'll use mom and dad. When I come to use them, mom and dad, I have to capitalize them. Mom and dad. Even before I don't want to mention them, or before its name. Let's say مثلا my mom, let's say my mom, let's say her name is Jane, let's say, okay, my mom Jane. Even before her name, I must capitalize, or if I use it alone without names, also I must capitalize. And number two, I'll move to something that is very important for you, grade 8. When you come don't capitalize, avoid capitalizing the subject or the school subject names, algebra, math, science, let's say religion, any school subject. You don't have to start it with capital letter, okay, except we have exception here, except this is school subject relates to languages. What does it mean by relate to languages? Just like we're talking about English language, I'm a teacher of English language. So English, when I come to write English, I have to capitalize it. Why? Because it's a name of a language, so I must capitalize it. Same for Spanish, same for French. When you come to write them, you have to capitalize them. I'm talking only about languages courses, English, French, Latin, any language. Any other school subject, you don't have to capitalize it. Math, science, algebra, any other school subject, you don't have to capitalize it. Then, number three, one of the most important rules we have, which is known for almost all of you, capitalize nationalities. What do you mean by nationalities? Where do you come from? Jordanian, American, African, Mexican, Syrian. When you come to write any nationality, you have to capitalize it. Then let us together move to rule number 4, that is telling me I have to capitalize, okay, grade 8. First of all, the name of books, okay, the names of short stories, the names of CDs, the names of video games, and so on. Okay, what do you mean by each one of them? Books, when you have any book, let's say Let's take the red coat is the name of a book. We have to capitalize it as I taught you previously in the previous video. Short stories, a name of any short story, mother to son, any short story, you have to capitalize it when you come to write it. CDs. Let's come to the girls' favorite part, that is CDs, singers, musical bands, and etc. CDs. When you, I don't say here in this video that you have to capitalize the word C and D. No, I'm talking about the name of a CD. Suppose that we have a celebrity, a singer, anyone, uh, let's say made a new CD, called them, let's say, called it the four guys. Okay, so I don't say you have to capitalize that. I said you have to capitalize it, to capitalize the name of the CD, the four, okay, friends. Okay, grade 8, the name of it, not the CD itself, not the ocean itself, the name of something. Then, number 4, which is the boys' favorite parts, that is video games. Video games, just like the most common one, that is PUBG. When you come to write its name, you have to capitalize the P. Okay, this is what we mean by capitalizing video or titles or the names of video games. Then, when we come to talk about number 5, capitalize the names of stars, okay, the names of planets, the names of heavenly bodies. Okay, let me explain what heavenly body for you, because it may be unfamiliar for some of you. Heavenly bodies, just like bodies that we may find in the layers of space, just like galaxies, just like these things. So each one of them has a name. When you come to write its name, you have to capitalize it. As for example, let me take heavenly an example on heavenly bodies, just like Milky Way galaxy. Milky Way galaxy is one of the heavenly bodies. Okay, when you come to write its name, you have to capitalize it. The planets, no need for explaining it. Most of you know it. Planets, just like Mercury, Venus, any planet. A star, just like the sun, as the sun is one of the stars. Okay, so when you come to write any of these things, names, I must capitalize it. Then, rule number 6 is telling me that I must capitalize the names of monuments and memorials. Monuments and memorials. Okay, memorials. Let me first of all explain what memorials are. Memorials are just like buildings or something that people usually do in a memory of losing someone dear. Just like if you remember, then when we discussed together a memorial that was built for from a man to his wife in India, that called Taj Mahal. This palace was built in the memory of his wife. This is what do we mean by memorial. So when you come to our point today, when we come to write a name of any memorial, I must what I must capitalize it. So I write an example here. Taj, sorry, forgive my T. This is Taj Mahal. Okay, when you come to write it, you must capitalize it. Then let us move together to rule number 7. That is grade 8. That is the names of, you must capitalize, of course, the names of religions. Okay, the names of holidays. Okay, I mean holidays. The names of celebrations. Okay, a name of religion, just like Islam is one of the religions. So when you come to write it, or even the name of the follower, just like Muslim or let's say Christianity or Christian or etc., you have to write its name in a capital or in the uppercase. Holidays, we're not, I'm not mean days of, I mean holy days, two words, just like the New Year, sorry, not the New Year, I mean Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, let's say the Easter, the Christmas, these are all holidays. Celebrations, you can add any celebration. When you come to write the name of this celebration, you have to capitalize it. Okay, then rule number 8.